What's going on, guys? I'm here with one of our clients, Jacob, who just had his first 31K month. What's going on, Jacob? How's it going,
How's
man?
it going? I am doing well. Yeah, stoked for 31K month.
Let's go,
Kind of
man.
crazy. Yeah.
I love it. I guess for maybe anybody who doesn't know you, kind of your background, do you mind just telling us a little bit about yourself and kind of what your business does, if you don't mind?
Yeah. We video production company in Pittsburgh. We really or like before kind of starting the program, I was focusing mostly on smaller projects. So like a
Hmm.
lot of real estate, but like slowly getting more into corporate and commercial projects. But really, most of my time was, those smaller projects, but they were taking up a lot of my time. But yeah, now, I'm doing a lot more commercial wise, but yeah, just video strategies, offering bigger one-off projects, but then also, those retainer stuff that you guys teach in the course as well. But yeah,
100%, man. And I know this is kind of it's just the beginning, obviously, for you. And I know you're still working through a lot of points within the program.
big time.
We're still
Yeah.
going from there. But I guess like what was kind of your biggest problem prior to joining the program? Like what do you feel like was kind of that main thing that was holding you back, looking back now?
Yeah, I mean, I think looking back, my biggest thing was just like almost, Hormozy says this a lot, like the ignorance debt, like not knowing specific things or like not even knowing where to like kind of take the first step in, being able to consistently find bigger paying jobs.
Mm,
But then like the whole sales process, I think what I lacked the most was just like not really having a sales process at all.
yeah. Yeah.
And I think a lot of creatives are kind of similar with that. It's like they're not really natural when it comes to where to
Dude, I
find
sure as hell wasn't when
leads.
I started. That was rough, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that was probably my biggest problem coming in was like one, finding leads, but really being able to close those leads, and even like thinking kind of bigger picture on some smaller projects, being able to like, you know what, I probably should be offering or asking these previous clients like, hey, do you guys need more,
Upselling them, trying to have a
upselling them?
conversation, and
Yes.
like, yeah. No, I know we
So
worked with you a lot on the sales aspect, and I know that that's been obviously pivotal in like helping you close these deals with
mhm.
like, I guess what was kind of your biggest fear around selling? Was it just like you didn't know how? Was it like I feel bad about selling? Because I know for me it was like I felt bad about it when I was doing it at first.
Yeah, I think it's kind of well, yeah, I think just like sometimes it can be a little bit awkward like in the
Hmm.
sales process. But really I think you guys like made me realize that it's really not like it shouldn't be an awkward thing.
Yeah.
And like kind of working through that, and following the script that you guys have and being able to just with the practice and everything, really just like being able to be better at sales and
I
like
think it's just
listen
having
to
authentic conversations with people too. Like,
exactly.
how do
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
talk to this person, help them understand their problem, and then help them understand I can solve their problem at the end of the day? You know, it doesn't need to be some weird thing, like you said.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, and it can be easily taken as some awkward conversation, but it doesn't have to be. And I think that's kind of what you guys helped me realize.
Yeah. No, 100%. I guess kind of a weird question, but like, what made you kind of choose our program over maybe some of the other programs out there? Maybe it was nothing. Maybe it was just me being annoying and Instagram and Facebook all the time and just being ridiculous. But was there anything that kind of made you choose us over maybe some of the other programs out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think first off, just like, the amount of testimonials that you have and that Master Filmmaker has
But you're about to be on that
definitely
page too. Yeah.
it definitely drew me in. I think that was probably the biggest thing. And like realizing like, wow, there's a lot of people that have been getting results. So it seemed like it should work. The course should work. And I mean, it does, it does. And I see it with like, even in our Slack right now, like how many people, tossing in the wins channel of like new deal. Like what you're teaching does work. But you have to put in the work for
Of
sure.
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always the thing. It's not a magic bullet. You got to put in the work. You got to run your business at the end of the day. It's not, no one's going to hand you the keys to a perfectly run business. Otherwise they'd
Big
just
time.
do it themselves, you know? So it's like, if you want to take that step, you got to put in that effort, put in that work for sure.
Yeah, and I
Um,
think a big thing, well, and Danny's helped, he's one of your sales guys that got me on boarded. But we had a conversation last month or 2 months ago, and we were just talking about, the process of your guys' course and all. And I think the biggest thing I realized was I needed to start saying no to some of these smaller projects. And I think
Yeah.
that was kind of one of the biggest bottleneck. But yeah, I mean, I think just saying no to smaller projects and focusing on maybe, getting a bigger, even like a $2,000 to $5,000 deal,
Yeah.
compared to, sub $1,000 deal. I think that's made like probably the biggest difference
Well,
in
because you
the
free
last few
yourself up,
months.
yeah, to take on those bigger projects. And obviously, like,
Hmm.
it's like, would you rather have the $12,000 deal you closed or the
Yeah.
thousand? It's like usually
Same.
they take about the same amount of work, or you have a team you can actually hire at that point to then outsource work to,
Hmm.
100%. Yeah, it's just saying no and deciding and cutting things off and taking them out of your life as well. I think a
Yeah.
lot of people, especially me, I mean, everybody does it, but it's like, hey, I want to say yes to everything. That's going to make me more money when in reality, the opposite's true.
Yeah. Well, I think especially for creatives, it's like you want as much work as you can, like possibly can or have to show for your
Yeah.
portfolio and stuff. But there's definitely a point, I think, in people's careers where it's like, more of a bottleneck
Yeah.
than not. So
100%. Kind of a weird question, man, but like, where do
yeah,
you think you might have been if you hadn't taken the leap, taken action, joined the program? Because obviously it's a scary step, right?
yeah.
It's an investment. It's an investment in you. It's an investment in your business. But like, I guess where do you feel like you would have been if you hadn't made that jump, made that leap?
I mean, I think I would honestly be struggling with trying to find commercial work still and doing these, smaller projects just to get by. So I think, yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of where I would be, but I'm glad I'm not.
Yeah, I'm glad you're not as well, dude. And last question, and I'll let you get back to closing deals and doing your thing. What I guess if anybody is maybe on the fence about just booking a call, at least speaking with our team, speaking with Danny, speaking with
Mhm.
Akeem, speaking with anyone on the team, like what advice would you give them knowing what you know now?
Yeah, I think the biggest advice would be, well, just, take a look at where you're maybe investing in yourself and, think a little bigger than maybe what you are or where you think you can be, and start saying no to some smaller projects so you can focus on bigger ones.
100%, man. I love it. Well,
Right
I
on.
appreciate your time, Jacob, and I'm excited to see where you go from here.